The Dandenong Ranges is an absolutely beautiful place to live, beautiful place to be gardening outside, but the wildlife pressure here is full on. We get birds, we get bats, we get possums, there's the ringtails that'll strip all the leaves from the trees and all the blossoms. As much as we would love to share, unfortunately the wildlife around here doesn't share with us. This area here is the orchard on the side of the house, and it's a beautiful layout the way that we did this when we set it up 15 years ago, but it is very, very difficult to net and protect. And that's why this year we're going to have a go at trying something a little bit different, and something that I've always been a little bit unsure on whether they will work or not. And that is one of these things here, a electronic motion activated ultrasonic repellent. So we'll open this up together, and yeah, over this season we'll test together and see if it actually does anything. So I'm hoping these things here aren't a gimmick, because I think we spent about $70 on this the other day. Just picked it up from Bunnings when we were there picking up a few other things as well. It says it is supposed to deal with cats, dogs, but importantly, you can see on the side here, protect your garden from possums. And that's the things that, well, actually, interestingly, it even says foxes and protect your pets. That's an interesting one as well. Hadn't actually picked up on that. And we do actually use some fox lights down in the chicken area. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, the key thing that I really want to use this for is the possums. So hubby came outside the other night and he actually counted 15 possums in the garden. It's just absolutely out of control at the moment. So we need to do something. We haven't got any nets out quite yet. Yeah, basically what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just looking for that time where they start stripping the trees, and that's where we need to get in really quickly. The thing that we look out for is when the birds start flying through as well. It's like there's this switch that goes off and they go feeding time, and then they just start coming through the garden and start stripping out everything. So I love this time of the year where, you know, if you look around the garden now, there is just blossoms everywhere. It's absolutely gorgeous being out here where there's no nets or anything like that. But yeah, I do know soon, unless this thing works, we will need to start covering things up. What I might do is put you guys down and we'll open this thing up together and have a bit of a closer look at it. Now, I should be really clear, I'm not recommending this thing or anything, because this is just us giving something a go, because we just really need to do something about this possum situation. So if you have ever tried anything like these or anything else and found it works, like we've tried so many of the things they say to do. We've hung things from the trees that spin and flash. We've had the bird type things. We've done the blood and bone type things. You know, chili sprays and stuff. I mean, the possums will even eat chilies around here. So garlic and chili sprays and all that sort of stuff doesn't tend to work either. You know, things just, they really like to eat our produce around here. They're even eating the lemons at the moment in the tree up there. I'll pop a clip in because it's just wild. They're going from lemon to lemon at the moment and actually stripping all the rind off, and then they leave the lemon part behind. So I am really, really hoping that this thing is actually effective. All right, so let's have a bit of a look in the box. Extend your warranty to 3 years. I wonder if that's a warranty if it actually works effectively or if it just works functionally. Anyway, what else have we got in here? I think that's the unit part. And that there just looks like the pieces to put it on a little bit of a stand. Oh, this is interesting. It must be a rechargeable battery in it. I was actually wondering if it had come with batteries, but that there is a little charging cable. So I must have to plug this in. Okay. And importantly, this is the bit here which supposed to have motion sensors and actually 3 ultrasonic speakers and a LED light that flashes in the top there as well. So that there is what that looks like. And I'm guessing that's where we're going to plug it in to charge it inside, which I'll go do that in a minute. Power blue light, night 24-hour light. Right, I probably should read this thing at the back here on how it works. So what does it say? The motion-activated deterrent is an innovative and humane way to keep away unwanted animals, environmentally friendly, safe alternative to chemical repellents, which from my experience don't work anyway. Uses 3 repelling actions that are active horizontally in all directions 360 degrees. So no matter which direction the animals come, deterrent will be active. So it has a blue sentinel lights which flash to deter animals over long distances, 50 metres to 200 metres. That is interesting because that means I could probably put it somewhere in the middle of the orchard area. I was actually thinking it might only protect a tree or two, but that does change my plan up a little bit. Close-up motion sensors detect the body heat of animals up to about 8 metres. Triggers a 15-second ultrasonic sound and white flashing lights. 8 metres, okay. And combined flashing pattern of the white lights, blue sentinel lights simulate an up-down motion of the device that animals are particularly wary of at night. So it's actually got some similarities to the fox light setup that we're using down there. And like, I don't know if it is 100% the fox light working, but hubby is actually really happy with that. Since we've had it, we haven't had any fox attacks, but we did also really reinforce the foxing proofing around the enclosure down there as well. So, you know, whether it's one or the other, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, we've definitely had good results down there. So who knows, maybe this will help here as well. But I guess the first thing we need to do is go and charge that up. So I'm going to take that inside and do that now, and then I'll bring you back outside again a little bit later and we'll find a spot to set it up. It's actually taking quite a while to charge this, so I'm hoping we'll be able to get this outside today. In the instructions it says it takes 6 to 8 hours, and when it's ready that red light there should turn off. So hopefully we'll get back outside today, but yeah, I'll catch up with you in a bit once it's actually charged. Russell's gone up to the shed. He's just gone to get some wire, a star picket and nips, because what we're thinking of doing is putting it here in the orchard on a post so that we can actually move it around a little. So I've been doing a little bit more reading in the little pamphlet that came with this, and in the top it's got the solar panel. It says that it should keep it charged most of the time, but it does have that cable if we ever need to give it a bit of a top up. I'm not sure in the orchard if it will get enough sun, so that's something I'll probably keep a little bit of an eye on. It also has underneath the different options to choose it for 24 hours or for just night mode. And it says if you want to do it for possums, that it's a good idea just to have it like on night mode. You don't need to have it on the mode for all the time. But if you want to deal with birds, it does say it can, well, it sounded like it was a little bit iffy on whether it works for birds or not, because that's where during the day it'll send off like lights and stuff like that. Apparently the ultrasonics, it says in there, it doesn't work on the birds. That'll only work on the possums. So yeah, we might have a go at leaving it on 24 hours a day to start with. But yeah, if it's not doing anything for the birds, then we'll probably just, I don't know, switch it over to night and just use it for the possums. You get the bits and bobs? All right. In terms of the where, do you want to start it off over in that area there, just purely because that's where the 2 pear trees are, and they're the ones that get hammered the most by the possums?
Out here somewhere?
Yeah, I reckon that'll do the trick. They said to put it at the height of where the possums would likely be in the tree.
Okay.
So I reckon that's about right, isn't it?
Okay.
Do you want me to hold it?
Well, you're going to touch it like that. But there's no possum damage at the moment, so there is possum damage in front of it, we'll know. So does that do birds as well?
It does say it does birds as well, but what it said is the ultrasonics won't work with the birds. The ultrasonics only work with the possums. But during the day, if the sensors kind of pick up that there's birds, it does lights and stuff like that. So I guess the one good thing is because you're putting it on the post like that, we'll be able to move it around to different areas. You can test different things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we can come out at night and check it as well. Trust its eye. Okay.
Okay. You're looking thoughtful.
No, I'm just thinking, like, this tree does get hammered by the possums a lot. They eat the fresh growth. So I was looking at the plant so that if we come out and we see the possums are doing it. It's the ringtails that eat the apple trees. So, and the pear trees as well. So I was just looking at, there is no damage to them at the moment. So I was just taking note.
Have we turned it on yet?
Turn it on.
Let's have a look under here.
There's a button there.
Yeah, the power one. So I think it's that one there. Okay, that's on. And then there is like either 24-hour mode. What is it? 24-hour mode or nighttime mode. I think at the moment it's on 24-hour mode, so I reckon we'll just leave it at that and see how it goes.
Yeah, I'd like to see if it scares a bird away.
Oh! That scared you?
What are you doing, Cooper?
Oh, I wonder if it's because it's ultrasonic.
Oh, yeah.
He would hear that.
Yeah, well, he's never done that before.
Didn't think about that bit. But that's okay. That'll stop him from digging in this area of the garden. Although he doesn't seem too fussed by it. That is weird. I'm skeptical if that will deter birds during the day.
Yeah, I'm skeptical about that as well.
But that's alright.
It's worth a try.
It is worth a try. Now, we didn't actually get to go out that night to show you what it looked like because the weather became absolutely horrendous. So we actually had to go out the next day. So this is the next morning, and this shows you the day mode. Now, the day mode just has that blue light that's got a fairly consistent pattern, and I find it's pretty inconspicuous in the garden, so I don't know if it's actually going to do much. You can see there that, you know, when it was behind the branches, you couldn't even really see it too much at all. And yeah, it's just not that particularly bright, not that particularly scary really. But then when you get close, it does that clicking sound and the light pattern becomes a lot more random. And I think that's when the ultrasonics are going off as well. But I did find you had to get pretty close for that to go off. Now, the next clip here is showing you the night mode. Now that's not it. That's actually some different lights we've got in the garden because we do use a few different lights around the property. That was some Temu ones that we actually got that we've got down in the veggie patch. And if you can see that little light going off in the garden, well, it's actually not the garden, it's right down in the chicken area. That's our fox light. Well, there's a couple down there. That's the fox lights going off. But what you're seeing here is the electronic Scarecrow ultrasonic device. And as you can see at nighttime, it's an awful lot brighter. In fact, I'm sure if any neighbours are going by, they probably think there's a police incident going on in our yard at the moment, because this is really, really bright. I don't think it really comes across that well and as strong as it is in person on the camera. Again, you get that consistent blue flash, but then when you get close, it does the clicking, the random lights, and I'm assuming that's when the ultrasonics go off as well. But again, I am finding you need to be really quite close. But yeah, it is incredibly bright. So I'm crossing my fingers that actually does the job and helps protect our fruit trees for this season ahead. Of course, I'll keep you guys up to date and let you know how it goes. If it does well, we might have a few more of those in our future, but I don't know. My gut feel is a little bit sussy. I just feel like everybody would be using these if they actually work, but yeah, you can only give things a go. So I'll let you know how it goes. Stay tuned for those updates in the future videos. And thanks a bunch for joining. Catch you later.